first story with the future Mrs. Tom Baker. Although, in all fairness, it's also the first story with the future ex-Mrs. Tom Baker. Welcome to the Time Treadmill. I'm Ron, and these are my sweaty thoughts about Doctor Who. The Armageddon Factor is the sixth and final story in the Key to Time sequence. Thank God. I've already said before I'm not a big fan of this particular season. I would easily rank it as Tom Baker's worst. And it's not his fault. He's perfectly charming in the character. And Mary Tam is fine as Romana, although not nearly as good as Lalla Ward will be as the second Romana. Speaking of Lalla Ward, she makes her first appearance in this story as the Princess Astra, and she is completely charming as you would expect her to be. Reportedly, she and Tom Baker hit it off right away. They just had a great chemistry together, even though in these first two episodes that I've watched, they have no scenes whatsoever together, so it's not immediately apparent. But it was during the filming of this story that Mary Tam made the final decision that she wasn't going to return the following season as Romana. And in fact, she even recommended to Lalla Ward that she audition for the part. Now, far be it from me to delve into someone else's relationship. I am acutely aware that what a relationship looks like from the outside and from the inside are two completely different things, and honestly, we just have no way to judge, broadly speaking. But with Tom Baker and Lalla Ward, they had an amazing, tempestuous, chaotic relationship in which they were very, very close. They fell in love, they got married, and then within rapid order, they got divorced, because that's frequently what happens in that kind of tempestuous, spontaneous relationship. But as I say, there's no denying the chemistry between them, and in later years, I gather, with a little distance between them, they both have extremely kind things to say about each other, and that's okay. As for the story itself, I just don't have a whole lot to say about the Armageddon Factor at this point. It's a nuclear war being waged between two planets, although it's questionable whether or not the other planet even exists. The leader of the military forces on the planet Atrios is this Peter Graves lookalike who spends most of his time standing gazing into a mirror like the Californians.
Californians.
So it's just weird. And 2 episodes in, there hasn't been enough plot development to really make any judgment on the broader story. Part 2 has Tom Baker presumably teleporting to the planet Zeos, so we'll see if the middle 2 parts pick up. I know I've seen this story before. Honestly, I don't remember a darn thing about it. That's how big of an impression it left on me. The only thing I want to say today, on a personal note, I have missed a couple of days recently. 3 days ago, it was because... 3 days ago, Hold on one second. Lucy, come on in. Good girl, Lucy. Jeez, I'm trying to give a personal note and my dog knocks on the door and wants to come in. I was just going to say, I missed 3 days ago because the internet went out, not just in my house, but in my entire city. A fiber optic cable was broken and it took 8 hours to repair. As for why I missed yesterday, well, it was a Sunday. I was lazy. I was spending most of the day out with my son in the afternoon walking around Epcot, and I just couldn't find the motivation to drag myself out of bed. Hopefully my track record will be a little bit better this week, especially once I knock out these next 2 days, these next 4 episodes, and get on to the next season, which is very, very good. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow.